When the full moon rises, everyone knows to be on high alert. The full moon has long been cause for the strange shifts in human behavior, but is perhaps most associated with the transformation of one exceptionally fearful being, the werewolf. In folklore, a werewolf, or occasionally lycanthrope, is an individual who can shape-shift into a wolf, either purposely or after being placed under a curse or affliction, often a bite or the occasional scratch from another werewolf, with the transformations occurring on the night of a full moon. And please be advised that, while generally perceived to be strictly fictional creatures from literature and fairy tales, modern accounts of these terrors do exist, even in Texas. Welcome to TVC History. My name is Michael Clark. I'm your Texas History Ambassador. And today we have to talk about an alleged incident involving a werewolf right here in Texas. Join us today as we present our video presentation about a werewolf attack that happened so many years ago that everyone has forgotten about it, in our video presentation entitled The Converse Werewolf.
But first, let me welcome you if this is your first time on our TVC page. You're at the right place if you love and appreciate Texas Revolutionary history. We're glad you're here, so please hit the like and subscribe buttons and become part of our family. Additionally, if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, hit the bell notification button right now so you can catch all our stories. Also, please support our efforts at the TVC by purchasing cool Texas-themed merch from our online store. Check out our vast selection of patriotic Texas-themed tees, available in several vibrant colors, and both short and long sleeves. The link to our store, TVC Promo Gear, is provided in the description section. And finally, if you want to learn more about the Tejanos and their participation in our Texas Revolution, remember to order your copy of our book, Tejano Volunteer Company, Stories of Our Texas Revolution, available on Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. The link to request your book is also in the description section below. Now let's get back to our presentation.
In the late 1800s, a Texas rancher moved near what is now Converse, Texas, about 15 miles from San Antonio. And this rancher was a rugged sort, a manly man, who had grown up in a true pioneer fashion, carving a living out of the frontier. But unfortunately, this rancher had a son that greatly disappointed him. The rancher's boy was frail, bookish, and preferred studying to wrangling and hunting. The young man's lack of manly qualities frustrated the old rancher, and so the father decided to make a man out of his son. So one day this rancher called his son, who was reading in his room, and said, "It's time for you to go out and shoot a deer." He then put a rifle in the boy's hands and instructed him to go out and bring home the bacon, and the family needed meat after all. So he directed the boy to hunt nearby at a place called Skull Crossing. It was a heavily wooded area along a creek. The boy was very reluctant at first and resisted because he had never killed anything in his life, but one way or the other, the son was finally coerced into going. A few hours later, as the rancher was working in the yard, he heard something, looked up, and saw his son running back home as fast as he could, like he had seen a ghost. As his son was getting closer, the older man became disappointed because his son was returning empty-handed. The boy, who looked very shaken up and scared, told his father that he left Skull Crossing because he saw something that scared him to death. The rancher's son said that he became fearful and scared, so he started heading back home, and this thing that he had spotted began stalking him. In a shaky voice, the son said, "I think it looked like a werewolf." Rancher interrupted, "A what? Did you say a werewolf? That's crazy talk, even for you. Son, I'm sure whatever you think you saw wasn't a werewolf. Go back and kill a deer." The man forced his son to return to the area to finish his hunt. The boy did not want to go, but his father left him no choice. Scared to death, his son went back out to Skull Crossing. Then it started getting dark. The father began to worry and have second thoughts about sending his inexperienced son out into the woods alone. Something was wrong. The boy's father began to really worry, so he decided not to wait any longer. He rounded up some neighbors and they all made their way toward the wooded area near Skull Crossing in search of the boy. What they found and witnessed upon arriving at Skull Crossing is the stuff of nightmares. The search party stumbled upon a monstrous, furry creature hunched over the body of the rancher's son. The beast was in the act of ravenously devouring the boy when the search party discovered it. Some men got a few shots at the monster, but it ran off lightning speed through the thicket. The werewolf, as described by the witnesses, was 8 or 9 feet tall and covered in dark hair or fur. The search party members described it as some unholy combination between a wolf and a man. Did this really happen in Converse, Texas? You won't find any old newspaper mentioning the event. No one today living in Converse, Texas, knows of or remembers the story of the Converse werewolf. Sophisticated Converse suburbanites have little time for such fairy tales. As the years pass, fewer and fewer Converse residents hear of this legend. Even those who have listened to the story tend to dismiss it as mere folklore. On a final note, many paranormal-type enthusiasts travel to San Antonio every year during October, hoping to find tangible proof that a werewolf lives here in Texas. Also, even today, Converse residents have mentioned hearing wolf howls in the distance during full moon nights. So, is the story of this werewolf in Texas fact or fiction? We'll never know. Thank you for being with us today and allowing us to present this video, The Converse Werewolf. I'm Michael Clark with TVC History. Thanks for watching, and remember, Texas folklore, never forget.